I was watching the game and I'm like, how does that even happen? I know there's a couple of days where, we've looked at it and people are blaming multiple different individuals and it's hard to kind of lay the blame on one guy. Maybe it's not hard, but tough way to end a game when you're dominating. I don't know what you guys thought about, or if you saw that live, the ending to the Edmonton Oilers Vegas Golden Knights Riley Smith special there.
I'll start. I didn't see it live, but I did wake up to it was one of those things where I couldn't even process what had happened. Because I was doing something that night and I just couldn't watch the game. So I had to rely on waking up in the morning. Before I go to work, I'll just I'll watch the highlight pack basically. But the first thing I see when I get up is just the overhead angle of Draisaitl with his stick, almost basically in the net, deflecting the puck into his own net with 0.4 seconds. And my first thought wasn't, why is Draisaitl in that position? My first thought was, where was Calvin Pickard? And then I found out it wasn't Calvin Pickard in net, and Stuart Skinner was actually in net. And I was like, well, that makes a lot more sense, because you need bungee cords to tie Stuart Skinner to his own net. I don't know. What, Christian, what happened in that game, man?
Yeah, I mean, Elliot mentioned this right off the hop after the game, and I think that was a lot of people's thoughts during that game between Edmonton and Vegas. It really mirrored the game 3 of Toronto and Florida, to a T, to the point where you look at the McDavid tying goal with 3 minutes left, and it's I forget who throws it in front. McDavid throws it in front from the half wall, just goes off of a defender skating in. It's like, oh, where have you seen that? Morgan Rielly. So, there was a lot of parallels there, and on that play, I mean, Skinner goes for a swim, but Carlson also has to beat out a defender on the forward check. To me, it is you cannot blame a single person. That is a bit of just taking your guard down a bit, right? And you can't. I think that is you make that mistake once and never again. But in the playoffs, it doesn't cost you 2 points. It costs you a game in a series. It is a really, really, really tough lesson to learn for the Edmonton Oilers. It's really disappointing too, because you got 2 goals out of Corey Perry, who's been amazing this entire playoffs, but that was the Corey Perry game.
Yeah.
And it went to waste. And I honestly don't think that was Stuart Skinner's only bad goal that he gave up. He also gives up one. He's trying to hug the post. It gets lost in his pad. He kind of gets squirmy, and it ends up in his net. So listen, I think we know the Stuart Skinner experience at this point. It's not a great one. And you know what? You really do need the nuclear offense if you're gonna win with him in net consistently. That's kind of the situation. Kudos to the Golden Knights and Riley Smith. That guy, you could just tell, would never wanted to leave Vegas in the first place, right? They win the cup. They have to do some salary cap surgery. He makes $5 schmil, gets sent to Pittsburgh for, I believe, a 3rd-round pick. I remember me and you, Dave, we were slamming the table, why weren't the Leafs interested in this guy? That was Brad's first off season. He goes to Pittsburgh, has a so-so season for a so-so team, gets traded again to the Rangers. Another not great look. And he gets an opportunity to go back to Vegas, and you could just tell, I watched the post-game presser, and just the way he spoke as if he's never left. He is a Vegas Golden Knight. And man, as awesome of a goal that was, you look back, and it was also the Riley Smith game. The first goal that he scores is a thing of beauty, absolutely exposing Skinner.
It was
5-goal is wide open. That was a really enjoyable game. I think how I'll wrap up my thoughts.
I just the only thought I had quickly, the only thought I had quickly about Skinner, because we can move off of him, because like you said, we know the Stuart Skinner experience. 2 things quickly. Seeing the announcement, I think Spector was the first guy that I saw announce that Stuart Skinner was starting game 3. I'm like, Calvin Pickard must have I don't know, he had a leg amputated. There's no way they're letting his Skinner in that unless Pickard. They must have gotten 4 doctor recommendations.
Vegas Golden Knight mascot caught him in the hallway.
Calvin Pickard is on an operating table as we speak. That's the only reason why Stuart Skinner is in net.
That's it.
That is so what I don't even know the context of what happened.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I still don't know if we know. I think it was just
this is the thing in the playoffs, is right? People just disappear. Like that's just kind of what happens,
crazy.
Right?
So I think it was just day to day. I don't know.
Dennis Rodman, what's going on? They left him in Vegas.
Yeah, he's having too much fun there. His post game Skinner was. I watched it live as well. I just stayed up and I was like, why not? And at first, my thought was, this guy seems very even keel, and you kind of want this this. You don't want the Jack Campbell where he's immediately blaming himself, even if he has a great performance.
That's what I thought.
Right, but he's also like, I did everything I could to give this team a chance. My guy. If you look at the overhead of the goal, you weren't in the frame. That's your job. So,
Mando, I had the same thought,
right?
Man,
I don't know how to feel.
That is he's been that way, like going back to last year too. And I mean, God, it gets to the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, so you're doing at least something, right? But I had the same thought. I'm like, you're even keeled to the point where I'm a little sour.
Annoyed.
Like, you need to show. I am annoyed listening to that. It's an interesting way to go about it. I guess every goaltender kind of has the different spin on it. It did remind me of like Hellebuck too. Like he's had that attitude at least this playoffs, right? With I've steadied the goal more than anyone, right? That type of deal. So
not last night, pal.
I don't know. Like, gotta steady some more. Like, I don't know what to make of Stuart Skinner, and I now don't know what to make of the Oilers. I still feel good. Like, listen, I took Vegas in 7 in this series. But like, I can't say I haven't been thoroughly impressed by just the team effort that the Oilers have been getting. And like I said, it starts with Corey Perry. If they continue to get a guy like that, this is Dave actually where I want to reference Randy Orton. Me and Dave watched the tiniest bit of Backlash. I'm very casual with my wrestling. Like, I basically had to talk to Justin, and he gave me like 20 minutes worth of catch up before Backlash, like that morning. Like, oh, okay, I guess I'll tune in. I didn't realize that Randy Orton and John Cena were fighting. But I wanted to make the Randy Orton Corey Perry comparison, because that is now I'm a guy who's 20 years, but also like I feel like a lot of us are starting to turn a little bit like we have a little bit of admiration towards Corey Perry now. I don't know if listen, it's a tiny amount. But I don't know, when is the last Corey Perry antic that you've seen that really drove you up a wall? Like right? Like he's just kind of scoring as an old man now.
It helps that he's not playing against the Leafs, it seems.
Yes, West now.
Yes, but
right?
Listen, like
here's the thing, right? If Corey Perry's on this year's Florida Panthers and it's not Brad Marchand, who is continually just in our nightmares. He is living in my head rent-free. He's got condos built in there. But say Corey Perry, I think we would have the same conversation about Brad Marchand if he was, let's say, out west in Edmonton, where it's like, oh, when was the last time we had a Brad Marchand conversation? I feel like they're one and the same. They're interchangeable pieces. One's a worm, one's a rat.
We hate Brad Marchand, but like this is another guy who's like, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I just think Randy, he came up to his hometown crowd in St. Louis, and like they sung his theme like from
ridiculous, man,
start to finish. And,
have you seen his entrance?
I haven't, but I heard that he had like a 20-minute standing O type thing. Like I heard it was just an insane entrance. That I did hear.
His music normally goes like they normally let it run. Like what typically, right? Like whenever,
it's like a 4-minute song, maybe.
4 minutes, dude. Legitimately, like I think they played it on loop 3 times.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was long, and every single time it hits the big drop, dude. It felt like the Enterprise Center, the roof was gonna blow off its moorings, its hinges. Like that's how loud it was. I don't think I've ever seen. I've seen loud wrestling crowds, but they're typically not in the States. Like Puerto Rico does
it's somewhere where like it hasn't been for a while, and it's like this is our only opportunity.
The UK does it very good. I think France had a very, very good crowd. That was as great and reactionary of a wrestling crowd in the US as I think I've ever seen in ever, basically, especially for an arena. Like it doesn't compare like going to like a WrestleMania when you're playing in front of 85,000 people, but this is like a standard 20,000 seat Enterprise Center, whatever, like just over 18,000. And it sounded like there was triple that in there. I think that makes for a great crowd. If anybody's watching, go find that Randy Orton intro because it will give you chills. It was so crazy. Like,
no, it's very hype. It's very hype stuff.
But I think that's a very good point, though. I think some people, like, I hated Randy Orton growing up because I was a Triple H guy, and he had when I started watching, he was in a feud. Like, they were in a feud together.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I didn't like the guy, but yeah, I think like over the years, I have kind of softened on Randy, and I think also maybe like seeing his personality away from the ring as well, like getting a little bit more behind the scenes over the years, where it's like, oh, this is actually just a chill dude. I feel the same way. I still don't love Corey Perry, the hockey player.
No,
right?
No,
he is the worm for a reason. Like, there's a reason he got the nickname.
Great, it's great.
What I can admire is a guy who is a former Hart winner. The guy scored 50 goals in.
It's a crazy stat that they threw up where it's like 5 Hart trophies on that line when you throw them.
When he's a Perry, right? He's won a Hart Trophy at some point in his career. He was a former 50 goal. Did he have 100 points with the Ducks maybe a couple of times, right?
90 plus,
90 plus guy. And for him to transition into I would say like the perfect like bottom 6 guy, but he's not playing bottom 6. He's playing as that perfect complementary
he's
piece.
elevating. He is a bottom 6 guy who's playing above his weight. Like, he is like turning back the clock, right? Like, we've seen Patches do it from time to time here now. So I don't know. I just think that it was the Corey Perry game. I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying like this Corey Perry run. I kind of want to see him score some more goals.
This is
any
why I
other
think,
thoughts there?
Well, this is why I think the Oilers are so dominant. I even take it back to, I think it was Game 5 of the first round series where until for the Oilers against LA, like, I'm thinking, okay, well, Draisaitl and McDavid are just going to come in and clean up any mess that they need. And by the point of Game 5 until now, which I guess have been 4 or 5 games since, like, we've seen depth from the Oilers that I don't think we've seen in the past. Hyman's not a depth guy, but him scoring the Connor Brown goal, I think in Game 2, incredible celly, basically a non-celly by him, just skating in front, stopping in front of the bench with like this like Randy Orton depth stare, right? It was incredible. We've seen depth. I've seen Janmark put the puck in. Arvidsson not so much, but a lot of the depth has kind of stepped in. Yeah, Arvidsson on the flip side is actually the actual heel of this team after the can opener on the tab there.
On the series.
That's what I mean.
For Oilers fans, it's either him or Jeff Skinner. Like,
Jeff. There's no good Skinners in the province of Alberta, really. But the depth is important, and I think Vegas embodies what depth really is. They have a lot of really good guys. They have a strong back end. But the Oilers are getting production from guys that they don't normally get it from. And we haven't even really seen like an Evan Bouchard game come out at some point. Like, he's still like a good weapon on the back end that has sort of been mitigated and quiet, and he could almost kind of burst whenever the time comes. So it's important to see that from the Oilers. And Hill hasn't really been the best backstop. Speaking of, I mean, goaltending kind of hasn't really been the top offensive storyline of this series. So.
It's crazy. Well, talk about like this series. How about just the entire playoffs? Like, I was looking, if you go look at like just the league leaders in save percentage, I don't have it here anymore, but basically it doesn't take long to get to guys in the 800s. Like, there is maybe 7 or 8 goaltenders this entire playoffs who have a 900 plus save percentage. It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. The fact that he outdueled Philip Gustafson, who I think finished with like above 910, if I'm not mistaken, is pretty crazy. I do got one last thing to say about this series, man. Jeff Skinner, Stuart Skinner, Principal Skinner, Knights and 6.
Knights and 6,
7 for me, I will say I got my wish coming into this series about give me some one-on-one action, McDavid and Eichel. It wasn't necessarily animosity, but That's what I wanted. I wanted to be, and you know, at the same time, it's like if for it to be a rivalry, Eichel's got to do something against McDavid. So we'll wait for the counterpunch. He was good in that game until he wasn't. So.
Oh my god, I felt bad.
Was that game too where he got like lit up like a Christmas? Like, he got.
Yeah, this is the problem: is you put who do you put there?
No one
doesn't look like a Christmas tree, right? So that's the thing, right? So I don't know. I'm still looking for more of that.
I agree. The only thing I thought of like a day later was like I could just see McDavid going ahead, and he's not. I mean, maybe he's a big chirper. I don't know, but skating by, let's say he tries to chirp Eichel, and Eichel just goes, "Buddy, like I got a ring. Like where's yours?"
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it was an unbelievable play. So Eichel looks like he's never skated, but like you said, everybody would be in the same position, but Eichel has won. So at the end of the day, it's not a series, or it's not a,
like if you ask McDavid who's winning the rivalry, he'll tell you.
I know.
Right?
I know. Exactly. So we'll see.
So
give
me more. Give me more.